Hello, Duggies. Let's discuss today about constructor. Constructor is a kind of method, and why, like how they are different from normal methods, simple methods, and what is the use of them, where to use the constructors. We are going to discuss about where to use them and how they are different from simple methods. Before discussing that, let me create a Java class. So let's say we have an employee class, okay? And I'm going to show you this step so that you can also learn uh, how to work with IntelliJ. So let's say I have one employee class and I have one string, let's say name. So employee class has uh, two instance variables. One is name and another is age. Okay, and now I can create set getters for those, right? So let me create set getter. Though in our case we don't really need to create set getter, but just for the standard, I'm creating those set getter. Okay, probably I have taken it at wrong place. So okay, we have one employee class, we have string name, we have age, so we have two properties, and we have set getter method. So let's ignore the set getter methods, and we can create one more, like the main class for this, sorry, main method. So let me check if we have main method for this. No, but maybe from here we can create generate. No, okay, okay, no problem. So we can create public static void main and string args, right? So this is how we have a main method, right? Okay, so how to use this, class. So like class instance variables, how we can initialize those. So what we have to do is we have to create an instance of this employee class, then only we can use this object, and we can initialize the value of inside, name and age. So how I can use this employee class? So I have to do is like employee, let's say emp, this is my variable name, and new employee. Okay, so this is the way we can create an instance of this class, and now I can access the instance variables. So let's say name goes to Ashutosh, and employee dot age, here I can define 25. Okay, so now if I try to dot print ln, and if I try to access these values, because I've already initialized those values. So name, let's say, and system dot out dot println, and let's say employee dot age. Okay, so what would be the result of this? So let's say if we run this, so whatever value we have assigned here, right? So we are going to show the same values. So okay, it is compiling, and now the name is Ashutosh and 25. So this is the way, like how we initialize the any object, how we create an object, right? And how we are going to access the variables, access the property of those of that class, and how we are going to initialize. So this is the way. What if, so let's say if I put these two before this, right? So what I've done is I'm not going to initialize before that. Before that I'm going to print. So see here, in instance variables we don't have any name and age, right? And we are going to print here just after creating an object of employee. right? So what should be the output of it? So since we haven't, you know, assigned from line number this to this, we haven't assigned any value to name and age. So what we are going to get is the default value of string. So default value for string is null and default value for integer is 0. So this we are going to get from this object, right? What if I assign these values? So let me, what my purpose is, like, I want this situation. Let's say if somebody else is going to create an object from my class, and he's going to print something. So I just don't want him to get null as a name and age as 0, right? So what I can do is, in my constructor, in my class, I can create a constructor, right? So what is constructor here? Constructor is a special kind of methods, right? So definition of constructor is an special kind of method, right, which looks like a simple method, but they are a special kind of method. Why they are a special kind of method? Because they they have the same name with the class. So let me create a method, so I can actually delete that just to make it clean, right? Or for now I can keep this so that you can check the difference between constructor and a normal method. So constructor public we can make, right? And constructor always have a, so this is the rule. Constructor, when we are going to call it a constructor, when it has the same name with the class name. So let's say employee is my class name, so I have to create method with the name employee only, right? And these round brackets I can close, and curly braces. And what I can do is, I have this dot. So from this object I'm going to define some name. So let's say here Ashutosh, and this dot age, let's say 25, right? So what we are going to do here is, we have created a method which has the same name as a as our class name, and we have initialized the properties of this class with some default values, right? So as we have normal method, if you can see here, like return type is string, or in case if we don't return anything, we have to define as void, right? But this is, since this is a special kind of method, so we don't have to define any return type. So this is the case, like in constructor we don't have a return type, and our name of method should be same as our class name. So this is the thumb rule to create a constructor, right? So I have created a method, a special kind of method, where class name I have used as a method name, and we don't have a return type, and I'm initialized my properties within this method. So who is going to call this, and when it is going to call, right? So it is going to be called as soon as you are creating an object of this class, right? So you have this class, right? And you are going to create an object of this class. At this point of time, when it is going to take take the memory space, or take the memory location, this time only this get triggered, and we whatever we want, whatever logic we want to write here within this uh, method, so we can write that. So this also get executed. So now in this case, because we have a constructor and we already have initialized those values, And if I try to run this main method, so what happens here? Let's see. So if you see, like the default value from name and age got printed, right? So we haven't done initialize anything, and we are able to get some default values. So this is just to uh, do some default functioning at the time when we are going to create our object, right? So this is the purpose of this constructor. Now what I can do, so I have, when I'm going to create this, I have some default values, and I just don't want these default values because I already have my data, right? So what I can do here is employee dot name, or since we have set a getter, so what we can do is employee dot set age as 30 and emp dot set name as Ramesh. Okay, so we have overridden these two values, and now I don't have to actually write like this. So what I can do, we have getters, right? Get age and get name, right? And this is the reason we always should create these properties as private so that no other person can access them, right? Okay, so now since I have overridden these values, and if I'm going to run this, so what output I should get? I should get age as 30 because I've already overridden, and name as Ramesh. Okay, so this is the purpose, and this is the definition of constructor, right? So further we also have some different kind of constructors, just like constructor overloading, right, and some more details in constructor, so that we are going to cover in our next video. Thank you.